Alright, everyone. So, welcome to my new setup. I finally got my desk. I finally got my stuff. Obviously, you see I have some posters in the back. I have Adesanya Pereira 2. I got Colby versus Usman 2. I got This is Islam and Volk 1. Then I got Jorge Colby right there. Right here, I have a blanket of Bruce Buffer. Um, so this is the new setup. I'm kind of a bit down here though, aren't I? A little bit. Obviously, there's my posters, and I have a UFC light as well, right there, which I could probably turn on. I'll be back. I'm gonna go turn this on. Well, it actually kind of looks like shit when it's on, because you can't. It's just too bright. You can't even make out the words. So I'm gonna go turn it back off. All right, it's back off, but then I'm all the way down here, so I'll get it all figured out. I'll get it all figured out for sure. For sure. But let's get into the card. Let's get into the card. Um there we go. Zachary Reese versus Jackson McVeigh. I'm gonna take Zachary Reese, even though I really like shut up. Even though I really do like Jackson McVeigh. I like both these guys, so this one's gonna suck to have to watch. I just think that Zachary Reese is a bit more dangerous on the feet. He's bigger, and he's just got more power than Jackson McVeigh. Jackson is he's a good finisher, but outside UFC level guys, Zachary Reese can actually finish UFC level guys, so he's just bigger and stronger as well, and with UFC experience. I know Zachary Reese is the one here on short notice, so that's what's making this a bit interesting. I kind of look a little bit like Jackson McVeigh a little bit. Hold on. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Ow. Anyway, I'm gonna take Zachary Reese, man. Taking Zachary Reese. I just think he's more dangerous, and if anyone's gonna get a finish here, I think it's gonna be Zachary Reese. So finishing potential means a lot, whether that means winning by finish or even by decision. So moving on to Miles Johns versus Daniel Marcos. I don't know, dude. You know what's crazy about this is I was originally siding with Daniel Marcos, but seeing a lot of people act like Daniel Marcos is some generational guy and saying, "Oh, Daniel Marcos, he's gonna beat up on Miles Johns, this that," really makes me want to switch to Miles Johns just because I do think that Miles Johns is a really good underdog here, really good underdog here. He is. Oh, I'm assuming he is an underdog. I'm assuming so. But regardless, he has a really good chance to win this. But I still think I might side with Daniel Marcos. I don't think that Daniel Marcos is that good, but he's okay, and his boxing will probably be enough here to beat Miles Johns. So I'm gonna go with Daniel Marcos to win this one. Miles Johns, he's given tough matchups to a lot of guys though, like Gene Matsumoto in his last fight. Miles Johns is one of those guys that you never can really count out because he's always in there. He's well rounded. He knows what it's like to be in there. He's a veteran of the sport. But Daniel Marcos 17-1 coming off of it. He has more. He's got more wins than Miles Johns and less losses. He just got his first L against Montel Jackson, which they both looked shit in that fight, let's be honest. But there is an argument to be made. Even though I do think that Figueiredo won, I do think there's an argument to be made for Montel Jackson winning that fight. And for Daniel Marcos to... they both look shit against each other, And I think that Montel Jackson would probably smoke Miles Johns. So that's also where this is coming in. So I'm gonna take Daniel Marcos, but I'm not confident. And if Miles Johns wins, I'm gonna be upset that I didn't take him at plus money, which I expect him to be. I can, dude. Let me pull up the odds here. I could just have them on my phone while I'm, while I'm doing. Oh, also, peep the skeletons. They were for Halloween, but Halloween's over. I'm probably just gonna put them in my car, keep them there year round, looking at people that pull up next to me or some shit like that. I think that'd be pretty cool. I just want to fact check if Miles Johns is the underdog, even though I am pretty confident that he is. He is the underdog, plus 170. Ain't too bad. He ain't, 2-1. Moving on to Tisha Pennington versus Denise Gomez. You guys know I'm going with Tisha Torres, not Tisha Pennington. You know I'm going with her. She is very good, and you know what sucks about her career? I swear, half of Tisha's losses are robberies. Half of them are robberies, man. So that's what sucks about her career, man. She is way better than her record suggests because these judges make it seem so. But, dude, I feel like my camera's off. But, dude, Tisha she is good, man. And she's way better than her record suggests because she gets robbed, man. She gets robbed. So, Denise Gomez, what has she done in her last, so she beat Elise Reed. And she beat Karolina Kowalkiewicz. Didn't even finish her. And then she beat, what's her first name? Mora? None of these are good wins. None of these are good wins. None of these are good wins at all. So I'm going with Tisha. I'm going with Tisha Pennington, dude. 100% going with Tisha Pennington. Very confidently too as well. Denise Gomez just hasn't showed it, and Tisha, she just beat Pinheiro, who on her own is a way better. Oh, wait a second. Did I not hit view more on Denise Gomez's? I didn't. She has more. Lost to Angela Hill. But she beat Yasmin Yerwegui. That is a pretty good win. Yasmin Yerwegui is a pretty good win. Bruna Brazil is also a pretty good win. And then she lost to Loma Lookboom, who is not a bad loss. Alright. So her career isn't as bad as I thought it was. But Tisha Pennington, you look at Tisha Pennington's, she beat Pinheiro. That's a really good win. She beat Esparza. I mean, we know she's not great, but come on, former champion, at least. She 1,000,000% beat Tabitha Ricci. That is one fight. That was a terrible decision. Pennington absolutely won that. That's another robber right there. She beat Mackenzie Dern as well, I believe. And then she beat Hill, who Gomez didn't. So, and she beat Sam Hughes, dude. Sam Hughes is a really good win in women's MMA. You know, Marina Rodriguez. She lost to Weili Zhang. Dude, Tisha Pennington's got it. Tisha has got it, man. I'm going to take Tisha, but she has no finishing potential, so Tisha Pennington by decision. She's just better. She's beat and lost to better competition than anyone Gomez has ever fought. She's just not as... and Tisha Pennington, she's the one that carried the child with her and Raquel. So I'm hoping that, there wasn't too much strain on the body, but I'm going to go in here assuming that there's not. So, yeah, Pennington is going to win. Moving on to Josh Hockick versus Max Gimenez. This one's kind of weird, because I was going to go with Josh Hockick. But I found out that Josh is like mainly a grappler, and his striking is kind of dog shit. And Josh Hockick is like a grappler. I just don't know if you want to grapple with this guy. People forget, man. Max Jimenez. He fucking... He has been competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu tournaments against, I mean, the who's who. Craig Jones. Gordon Ryan. I mean, these are names that he is grappling with. And, you know, Josh Hockett's got powerful hands, but he's not that good of a striker. He's a former linebacker with 18 career touchdowns, undefeated. He's 6-0. But Max Jimenez, man, he's a grappler, man. Like a true grappler, a specialist grappler. Gordon Ryan. I mean, these names that he's grappled, are just insane. And I feel like if Josh Hockett goes in there trying to fight like he usually does, I mean, Max might be the better guy on the ground. He might be the better grappler because he is like a true jiu-jitsu guy. And I'm going to go with Josh Hockett. And I'm going to tell you why right now. I couldn't find any footage. I looked all online. But I'm telling you what, right now, I couldn't find a single fight of Max's career. All 7 fights he has had, I could not find a single one. All I could find of him was his strictly grappling matches against those jiu-jitsu guys, and I can't find a single MMA fight. I looked online, I looked on those websites, Full MMA or whatever, and Real Fight and all those, and I just could not find a single one. So just based off of the fact that I couldn't do any true research on Max Jimenez, I tried, but I couldn't. And I've watched all 6 fights of Josh Hockett. I just feel more confident picking him. I can't pick Max based off just his grappling matches because I've never seen him fight in an MMA fight, so I don't know how he is. So I'm going to go with Josh Hockett because he is a grappler. And the thing is Josh Hockett is more of a wrestler than a jiu-jitsu guy, and typically wrestling does overdo jiu-jitsu. But so I'm gonna just put my faith in Josh here. He's also getting pretty big here. He had a really cool, he had a genius post-fight interview on the Dinner with Contender series, which obviously got him a lot of attention and edits and stuff. He's got edits of himself now, so I just feel this is gonna be a big night for him. So moving on to Mayra Bueno Silva versus Jacqueline Cavalcanti. I'm gonna go with Jacqueline Cavalcanti here, and it's because Jacqueline is, I believe she's a better striker. She has got the height and range advantage. She's very long. She's a great long range fighter as well. Long jab. She's a really good jab. Long 1-2s, teep kick. She's got them all. She fights like a rangy person. She fights like a tall person. So, and Mayra Bueno Silva could grapple here, but she does have a very low offensive takedown percentage, and Jacqueline Cavalcanti is hard to take down regardless. So I don't see Mayra Bueno Silva getting her down, and even when she does, I see Jacqueline getting back up and just being better on the feet. No chance of a finish, though. Are you really surprised? WMMA. So I'm going to go with Jacqueline Cavalcanti by decision. By decision. So Mayra's cool, though. She's cool. I believe her last fight, she lost due to doctor stoppage against Macy Chiasson, who just recently lost and looked awful. So that loss of Mayra Bueno Silva isn't aging pretty well. So I'm going to take Jacqueline Cavalcanti here. Just being better on the feet. Moving on to Ricky Simón versus Raoni Barcelos. I'm going with Ricky Simón here. I have never picked Raoni Barcelos to win in the UFC since I've been watching. I've literally picked against him every single time. And he proved me wrong against Cody Garbrandt and Peyton Talbot. Proved me right against Umar Nurmagomedov. But Ricky Simón is just kind of that guy that will beat Raoni Barcelos. Because Ricky Simón's better on the feet with more power, much more power. And he's a good grappler. Raoni Barcelos is not going to be able to take Ricky Simón down and control him like he was able to with Peyton Talbot, who is still young in his game. So Ricky Simone should be lucky that they didn't that he didn't get sacrificed to Charles Jourdain. Charles pulled out, and Ricky Simone should be happy and thankful about that. Anything to spread Charles Jourdain propaganda, but Johnny Barcelos is pretty good still. He's still showing that he is a challenge for a lot of bantamweights, but all it is he just got matched up with a very tricky matchup, and Ricky Simone isn't as old, and he is. What did he do in his last fight? He beat Cameron Smotherman, who was a pretty decent up-and-coming prospect, and then he smoked Javid Basharat as well in the first round. Guys that would probably beat Johnny Barcelos. I mean, let's be real here. So I am not going to edit that out. I hate editing. That upset me, but I'm not gonna edit that out. I'm gonna leave it in. I don't care. My shit got unplugged. Well, what was I saying? I'm taking Ricky Simone by knockout. Bigger, stronger, better. Bad matchup for Johnny Barcelos. Moving on. Hyder Emil versus Jamal Emmers. I'm going with Jamal Emmers, dude. Come on. I'm going with Jamal Emmers. Jamal Emmers is really good. He is a good striker. He got KO'd by Nate Landwehr. But Nate Landwehr is a banger, man. And he's a powerful guy who can put you out if you aren't careful. And Jamal Emmers just wasn't careful. He is better than Nate Landwehr, though. He dropped him early, was doing better until Nate Landwehr just landed that shot when Jamal wasn't being careful. So, but Jamal Emmers is fast and powerful. His last knockout was very nasty. Who did he fight? Some guy with a mustache, I think. Vince Paquel? Is that who he fought? Vince Paquel? Something like that. But Jamal Emmers, he keeps his chin up, and he has very dangerous striking defense. That's why he got caught by Nate Landwehr. He allowed that to happen with how his terrible defense. And Hyder Emil he's a very fast starter. Dude, his head doesn't look like it should be on his body in that picture. It looks edited on. But he got KO'd in his last one immediately into the fight by Jose Miguel Delgado. But, the dude, he beat William Gomez. I mean, beating William Gomez is a impressive feat in the featherweight division because William Gomez is a hard guy to beat. But Hyder Emil's powerful, fast starter. He likes to pressure, which could present some problems for Jamal Emmers. But there's one other thing as well that is kind of keeping me from picking Hyder Emil. And it's the fact that Jamal Emmers, arguably beat Jack Jenkins. And I think Jack Jenkins is fucking amazing, dude. I think he's really good. So, you know, arguably beating Jack Jenkins, I think that was a bad decision. I scored that for Jamal Emmers. So there's something there. Jamal Emmers, I got him by knockout. I think he's gonna knock Hyder Emil out as well, especially since Hyder Emil got knocked out in his last fight. I don't even think it was too long ago. So, of course. But Jamal Emmers, man, he's nasty. His defense is a bit worrying, and Hyder Emil could catch him with something, but I won't bet on it. I bet you Jamal Emmers is still going to be better in there. He's going to be bigger, powerful, more powerful. I feel like it's going to be easier. I feel like with the size and the strength and the power difference, it's going to be easier for Jamal Emmers to back up Hyder Emil than vice versa. So I'm going with Jamal Emmers by knockout round. I'm going to go round 1 as well. I think Hyder Emil is going to be knocked out in the first round again. So, yeah. Jamal Emmers round 1 knockout. Moving on to Christian Leroy Duncan versus Marco Tulio. This is one of those fights, dude. This is one of those fights where I think that Marco Tulio is better. But the fact that people are acting like Christian Leroy Duncan's got no shot is pissing me off and making me want to go with the underdog in Christian Leroy Duncan. Because I think that CLD has such a massive shot to win this here. I mean, he's really good, but I just have to go with Marco Tulio. I just think he's just a bit of a better striker. I mean, Marco's powerful, is a good striker, and a really good finisher. Marco Tulio is someone that you just can't afford to be hurt in front of because he knows how to end it. But CLD's a good striker, but he's an awkward style as well. His weird, But there's two things here that make me want to pick for and against CLD. I want to pick against him because he doesn't like pressure. That is how RoboCop was able to beat CLD, was putting on pressure, putting CLD's back against the cage, and Marco Tulio was really good at that, especially with his teeps. He will front kick your body so hard that you fall back into the cage, and then he's cutting off the cage right then and there, landing nasty shots. But CLD's never been finished. He's never been finished. So that's another thing here. It's gonna be a bit hard for Marco Tulio to really get in there and finish him, because CLD is experienced at not getting finished. So, I mean, this one's a toss up for me. This one's a toss up. I don't agree with the general consensus that Marco Tulio has got it in the bag. He does not have this in the bag. This is going to be difficult for Marco Tulio. Because CLD is so hard to catch, especially with his awkward style, and the fact that he turns his back to you as well, and he kind of walks you down with his back towards you. I mean, you throw the wrong strike against CLD, and you're gonna hit him in the back of the head, So it's hard to land clean on CLD, but Marco Tulio is probably going to be able to get it done, I'd imagine. I mean, 14-1, what a record. What a record. Coming off of a beautiful performance and knockout over Tresean Gore, I believe. And CLD coming off of a win against Eric Anders. Tresean Gore is much better than Eric Anders. So, I'm more impressed by Marco Tulio's last win as well, so it is hard, but I am going to go with Marco Tulio. So, moving on to Chris Padilla versus Ismael Bonfim. I don't know. I'm actually not even. I actually didn't even make a pick for this one. Um, I'm gonna go with Chris Padilla. I'm gonna go with Chris Padilla because Ishmael Bonfim. Ishmael Bonfim beat Terrence McKinney, man. Terrence McKinney is one of the greatest wins of all time, you know. I'm gonna go with Chris Padilla. He's undefeated in the UFC, coming off of 3 wins in the UFC, all really good performances. Ismail Bonfim lost his last fight against Nazim Sadikov. Nazim's good. Nazim is good, but did Ismail quit in that one? What happened? He got a question mark kick to the face, which swelled up his eye. And Ismail said, "I can't continue." You know? So I really don't know if I trust Ismail Bonfim to go out there. Because, dude, Chris Padilla is a hard hitter. Chris Padilla hits hard as hell. And I think if they go out there, and I think Chris Padilla is going to be hitting. I think he's going to be hitting harder out there. Ismail Bonfim is good, but just not good enough. Lost to Benoit Saint Denis as well. Also, Nazim Sadikov beat Vince Pakel. Oh, that's who fought Vince Pakel. Who did Jamal Emmers knock out then? I don't know. Didn't even finish Vince Pakel. That's nasty. He's 2-2 in the UFC, dude. 2-2 in the UFC. KO'd Terrence McKinney. Lost to Sadikov. Decision against Vince Pakel. I mean, Chris Padilla is... I wrote something down about Chris Padilla and I can't read it. I don't know what that says. It looks like it says burger. My handwriting is awful and I'm not showing you guys. Good. Oh, yeah, dude. Good defense. Dude, Chris Padilla has really good defense. Really good striking defense. I don't know if you guys seen Vince's fight. Not Vince Pakel. I don't know if you guys seen Chris Padilla's last fight against, come on. Against, oh no, his fight against, Zhu Rong. Beautiful defense on display there. And he has a good chin and power. I'm going with Chris Padilla, man. I just trust his overall game. He hits harder. His chin is crazy, so I don't know if I see Ismail Bonfim knocking him out. I think Chris Padilla's got the finishing potential. He beat Jai Herbert as well, dude. Jai Herbert's a really good win. Dropped Ilia Topuria. I mean, come on. Chris Padilla's got it, man. Chris Padilla's going to take it. Moving on to Muslim Salikov versus Uros Medic. I'm going with Muslim Salikov here. I just think he's a bit better, even in his old age, man. Uros Medic just gets dropped too often, too easily, you know. And Muslim Salikov just killed Carlos Leal. It's a decent win right now, because Carlos Leal beat Renat Fakhretdinov. He beat Brandon Morono, but we ain't gonna rate that. But so Muslim Salikov got him out of there like immediately. And Uros Medic, he did KO Gilbert Urbina, but Gilbert Urbina dropped him early on as well. And if Muslim Salikov drops you like that, I don't think you're getting up. So I'm gonna go with Muslim Salikov. Too powerful for Uros Medic, and I'm sorry, but you gotta be a Randy Brown, Li Jingliang, huge and powerful kind of welterweight to put Muslim Salikov out. So, and Uros Medic is not that guy. So, I'm going with Muslim Salikov, just a better finisher, bigger, stronger, more powerful. I got him by knockout in round 1. Moving on to co-main event of Matt Schnell versus Joseph Morales. I'm not going to spend much time on this. I mean, this is easy. Joseph Morales is not going to lose this fight at all. Matt Schnell lost to Cody Durden. Didn't Matt Schnell lose to Jimmy Fickle? Is that his name? Jimmy Fickle? Jimmy Flick. Yeah. No, he beat Jimmy Flick. Never mind. Beat Jimmy Flick. Lost to Cody Durden. Lost to Steve Erceg. Lost to Mateus Nicolau. He beat Sumadarji. I can't go with him. I can't go with Matt Schnell. Too chinny. Too easily beaten. Joseph Morales looked amazing in his last time out as a massive underdog against Idris Virgo. Was that his name? Dude, Joseph Morales is good. He's really good. And he's going to smoke Matt Schnell out cold and around. Moving on to the main event. How long have we been recording for? 31 minutes. All right. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Randy Brown, man. I'm gonna go with Randy Brown. Cause Randy Brown is much bigger, taller, much more powerful. He's got heat in his man. Randy Brown has got heaters. Knocked a lot of knockouts. He knocked out Nicholas Dalby in his last fight, who beat Gabriel Bonfim. Randy Brown knocked out Muslim Salikov. Submitted by JDM, but I mean, Gabriel Bonfim isn't gonna send Randy Brown to the canvas, face down, ass up like JDM did to get the submission. Gabriel Bonfim to get a submission is gonna have to take down Randy Brown and then submit him. I don't see that happening. Randy Brown is not easily ragdollable without getting hurt prior first. And I know Gabriel Bonfim is a decent grappler, but he's more of a jiu-jitsu guy. He's not really that wrestler that gets you a body lock, picks you up, and dunks you, you know? So, and I thought Wonderboy beat Gabriel Bonfim in his last fight. I thought Wonderboy won in Nashville. I was there live as well in the crowd. And I even watched it back, and both times I thought Wonderboy won. Did more damage. And the thing about Randy Brown is he will do more damage than Wonderboy will. So, Randy Brown, I think Randy Brown's going to smoke Gabriel Bonfim out cold, dude. In I'm going to say round 2. He smokes him out cold with a 1-2 down the middle that just puts Gabriel Bonfim in a coma, dude. Randy Brown is one of the most underrated welterweights on the entire roster. And I think it's because he got submitted by JDM. Like, he didn't get put down on his ass first. And Randy Brown beat Brian Battle. I like Brian Battle, and I'm a Brian Battle defender. But he did not win that fight against Randy Brown. That was a bad decision, a bad call by the judges. Typical for the judges, right? But I'm going with Randy Brown. Bigger, stronger, better hands, more power. And this is a really good spotlight for him. His first main event, I believe it's the first main event for both of them. I see Randy Brown doing better. I just do. Both Bonfim brothers will get finished on this card, I think. It's going to be a bad night for the Bonfim brothers. So, I got Randy Brown. Baby. And MMA Guru matched, I don't know if you guys know this, but the MMA Guru matched this up. After Bonfim got that decision against Wonderboy. He said, hey, Randy Brown, get Gabriel Bonfim for us for his crimes of robbery against Stephen Thompson. So MMA Guru matched this up. They went through with it and made it happen. So this was supposed to happen earlier, but the fight got delayed. Now it's the main event. Randy Brown's got it. All right, that's the end of this video. It is almost 8 o'clock. I have to go eat and spend the rest of my night before I have to go to bed for work tomorrow. So appreciate you guys. Randy Brown's got it in the bag, y'all. Got it in the bag. By knockout. Oh, I forgot to move my thing. Yeah. So let's go over my picks real quick, just as a one thing here. All right. Zachary Reese, Daniel Marcos, Tisha Pennington, Josh Hockett, Jacqueline Cavalcanti, Ricky Simone, Jamal Emmers, Marco Tulio, Chris Padilla, Muslim Salikov, Joseph Morales, and Randy Brown. That's it. All right. I appreciate you guys. Let me upload this, and I'll be back with the results.